morning, everyone. And good evening, everyone. Sorry, you already know what this meeting is going to be like. Thank you for joining us for the July 14 Board of Trustees meeting. Can we please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Camille, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Lang.
Present.
Trustee Gacchino.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Cronin.
Present.
Mayor Andino.
Present, and Trustee Taylor is away, and this is why he's not here today. We have no appointments, but we do have a couple of presentations, and I'd like to ask our Senator Shelley Mayer to come forward. She's going to give us an update on the 2025 legislative session, and we appreciate her coming down. Even she may have rode her way here, but here.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the board. It's truly a pleasure. I asked for the opportunity to come to Tuckahoe because I wanted, again, to make sure that you knew, one, that I'm here to serve you and all the residents of this village, and two, to give you a little bit of a summary of some of the important things that we did and how they affect Tuckahoe and your residents. So I will start with this sort of backdrop. We passed the budget late, but we did pass a budget. And then we got to the end of session in June, the Senate and the Assembly and the governor, without dealing with the likelihood of federal cuts in healthcare, in education, and in food stamps, and so many other areas. The thinking was we would see what the impact of the final federal budget bill was, and also any other policy changes, and then determine how to revisit it. But the backdrop is that the state cannot backfill all of the anticipated loss. Now we have a better sense of what it is. So when I talk about what we did it outside of the direct implications of what is likely to occur, which either we will have to go back between now and January, or we'll have to address it in January. And certainly I think the governor has made her views clear that she does not support raising taxes on anyone, but I don't know what's going to happen, just honestly about that. So let me start with some of the things that we did do. And as chair of the Education Committee, forgive me for talking a little bit about schools, but we did, again, do well by schools and the Tuckahoe schools particularly. So again, we were able to get additional funds for every public school in the state, even those that were not owed additional aid under the foundation aid formula got an additional 2%. But what we were able to get, and it benefited Tuckahoe, was a change in what's called the regional cost index. Westchester had been lumped with all of upstate New York as opposed to Long Island and New York City. We were able to get our Westchester rate adjusted to reflect the higher cost of hiring staff here and retaining staff. And as a result, the Tuckahoe Public Schools added about $503,000, $500,000 in foundation aid, which is a 14.6% increase in foundation aid, which is quite significant. Eastchester was in the 2%. Thank you, that's very good. I appreciate that. It's sort of my life's work to continue to fight on those subjects. So that was good. We did universal school meals, every school in the state, and everyone is eligible, not every school participates, will have free breakfast and free lunch for every child, regardless of income. And again, I always say that I learned the lesson from a firefighter who told me, it isn't only that some kids are hungry, and as some of us who are old remember, there were two lines, one for people who brought their lunch, one for didn't. It's also because eating together is a social activity, and we've seen the effects of cell phone use and screens. We need kids to sit together, talk together. So the universal school meals, which the state is backfilling other than the federal share, is a substantial victory. And to that end also, we did adopt what is called a bell-to-bell cell phone ban. So you will not be able to have your phone at lunch, study hall, or any other time during the school day. And every school district has to adopt its policy over this summer, right now, by September of next year. Parents have to be engaged. Parents have to be able to reach their child. You can't have the phone on voicemail in the office. You actually have to be able to reach your child. And there's a number of other exceptions for health reasons, particular kinds of assignments. So we made some strides in that area that I think are important and hopefully will help the mental health of our students because we are struggling with that. Another area that was important to me, that I think is important to Tuckahoe, is ever since COVID, we've been trying very hard to get some attention to EMS services in the state. Really, there is no system by which EMS is paid. Everybody has their own way of doing it. And as a result, not only financially, but also operationally, the Eastchester might be called into Yonkers and then not available in Eastchester. These things happen all over the county. So although it's very modest, we were able to get a bill passed that hopefully the governor will sign, that the counties with municipalities, so Tuckahoe has to be in it, are going to begin to plan a countywide real plan for EMS, including ultimately a plan for how we're going to pay for it. We did not want to impose taxes, we did not, but we authorized the creation of taxing districts going forward if municipalities want to. But this is just the beginning. But the other thing is we allow localities to take out of the tax cap the money they currently pay for EMS. So in other words, there's less burden on your municipal budget by taking it out of the tax cap. You're not constrained by the tax cap for your EMS expenses. So that was a significant change. Some of the other tax changes that were made in the budget that I think are important, the MTA payroll tax, which applied to all of our great businesses and restaurants here in Tuckahoe, and you've done such a fantastic job of encouraging economic growth here, but everyone was paying MTA payroll tax. Basically, for small businesses with annualized payrolls under 1.75 million, that's many businesses, obviously here, their tax rate was cut in half for the MTA payroll tax. So that's keeping money in their pocket. And the other thing we did is pay off the amount that was owed for unemployment tax to the federal government out of the rainy day fund. Employers were being charged additional premiums to make up for how much we had to pay during COVID for unemployment, where we borrowed the money from the feds. We paid all that off. So we got rid of the burden on our small businesses for paying that big tax burden. And another important thing is we expanded the child tax credit. So now families with children under 4 will get $1,000 per child tax credit. It was not applicable to children under 4. Previously, it was above 4. And so that is a significant increase in terms of tax burden. We continue to try to bring down the tax rate, the state income tax rate, not just school tax, not other taxes, but the state income tax rate declined for middle-class families again. A few other things that I wanted to mention. There was certainly pressure to do something about masks. This was before some of the ICE activity, but because of mask wearing during protests. And what we did was a compromise. I think it was a good one. Wearing of masks is not in itself unlawful. People wear them for health reasons or other reasons. But if you are charged with engaging in a criminal conduct and you're wearing a mask to disguise your identity, that second crime is a separate crime. So if you're in a legal protest, no problem, that's fine, protected under the First Amendment. But if you're assaulting a police officer and you're wearing a mask in order to prevent them from identifying who you are so they can't arrest you, those are two separate crimes, and the second crime is punishable by a small amount of time in prison. We are trying to create a disincentive to wearing masks during commissions of crime.
And what do they actually will be charged with?
It's a new crime. It has a name, and I will find it. It's a specific new crime. I believe it's called wearing a mask during the occurrence of a crime.
Okay.
It's a separate misdemeanor crime. Some other things that we did, and I won't go through everything that we did, is to try to give some more money for our roads and bridges. Our region is really not well served by the allocation of funds for our region for the Department of Transportation. And we've been fighting, and I've been fighting for a long time. Yes, we got more money, but we're starting below where we should be. And everyone complains about our roads, every community I represent. And I just would again reoffer to be a conduit to the Department of Transportation for anything that's a priority where your staff cannot get the answer you want from DOT. We will fight and we will try to get money and if necessary, maybe allocate money for roads and bridges in Tuckahoe that you believe that are state roads that ought to be addressed by DOT. We were able to get more money overall and some of that will benefit our region. I want to mention a few specific additional things that we did. One is I was able, through funding that I received, to give the Community Fund of Bronxville, Eastchester, and Tuckahoe $20,000 to continue their work of, that is a specific new project that they want to fund with staff to continue their work of reaching particularly school-age children in need of services. And we gave $25,000 to the STEM Alliance, which is extending its services here to ECAP and will target young people of color, particularly who need access, who will benefit by access to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, as an introduction at a young age to develop interest and go further. So that's something I'm pleased I was able to do. I want to mention a few other things that were sort of issues in the ether, shall we say. One was a change in the discovery laws. As you know, particularly in New York City, there was pushback that some of the changes we made earlier about discovery, making sure that a defendant got the material they were entitled to before trial, was allowing cases to be dismissed for technical reasons, and that is not fair to the victim and is not fair to the process. However, there are legitimate times when a case should be dismissed when a DA failed to do what they are required to do. We tried to strike a balance. We gave judges greater flexibility to not dismiss cases when the error was erroneous, not intentional, that kind of thing. So we loosened the standards to allow more cases not to be dismissed for technical, hyper-technical reasons. And another issue that we dealt with was, and I only raise these because these are not Tuckahoe issues in my experience, but people talk about them because they were very much New York City issues, which is people with mental illness or others who are on the street and unable to take care of themselves. We gave additional powers to courts to have involuntary commitment under certain circumstances, so that the idea that you'd be afraid of someone on the street, we're giving the police and the courts additional ability to give involuntary commitment for a short period of time if someone is a danger to themselves or others. These are what I thought of as common sense things. I was supportive of them. They were compromises among those that wanted no change and those who wanted greater change. But as you all know, being, in the legislative world, we make compromises, and I thought we made decent compromises. I just want to see if there was another specific thing that I wanted to reference, and then, of course, I'm happy to answer any questions. I myself had 31 bills that I sponsored that passed both the Senate and the Assembly. Some of them benefit not-for-profits, trying to get them paid in time by the state. You know, Madam Mayor, how delayed the state's payments are. I hope the governor signs these bills. I'm not sure she will. And 54 of my bills passed the Senate alone. Many of them dealt with my frustration and anger at Con Ed and trying to change the system by which the rates are set. I've continued to be fighting Con Ed in every way possible against their next proposed rate increase. I just testified in opposition. And I'm going to continue to be extremely outspoken. I think that we are not well served by the Public Service Commission, by the process. I think we should change the process. I'm going to get those bills passed eventually, but in the meanwhile, I'm going to fight Con Ed with all the muscle that I have. So I'm happy to stop and answer any questions, and thank you again for the opportunity to come and talk to you.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for taking time to come and give us an update. That was pretty informative. Is there anyone on the board that has any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did forget one other thing. One thing that the administration did last week, which is relevant to Tuckahoe, is money that had been appropriated for a number of education streams, including after-school, English language learners, students with disabilities, and other categories, was frozen even though the money had been appropriated. And the Tuckahoe schools had, I believe, $16,000 at least in one of these funds. The Attorney General sued today to try to get these funds released. We are working with the State Education Department, but for a school district like Tuckahoe, it sounds like a small amount of money. This is a small district. This is not a small amount of money. So we're fighting to get all the money that districts relied on and budgeted for, particularly in districts that are dealing with increased number of English language learners, students with disabilities, and all the other things that we know schools deals with. I just wanted to mention that just happened, some of that happened today. Do you have
Anyone
a
else?
question, Josh?
Okay,
I should call you by your formal name. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
It's nice to
Thank
be
you so
among friends.
much,
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Senator, for coming by. And we have another presentation from our Eagle Scout, Malachi Bernard. Come forward. Malachi has been working very hard on his proposed project.
Alrighty. Well, my name is Malachi Bernard. I'm in Troop 16. I'm a senior patrol leader, and right now I'm working on my Eagle project. So for my Eagle project, I'm working. Oh, okay. For my Eagle project, I'm working on an audio tour of Tuckahoe that will pretty much focus on its history, so that people can actually learn more about its history. Because I've noticed that our history is being lost within the area, and so even speaking with people who I know who live around here, they don't really know too much about Tuckahoe. It's different things that were here before, and so yeah, that's pretty much what I'm focusing on. So yeah, you click next slide, please.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. Okay. All right, so I'll just talk about it then. So why my project, all right, perfect. Yeah, next one, please. All right, so why my project matters. So it's pretty much to focus on community engagement. So to promote outdoor exploration among the youth and also older adults. And then preserve and share local history. So highlight Tuckahoe's rich history and its historical significance. And then provide a lasting educational resource for young people and older people who are able to learn about the area and the community. And then boost community foot traffic. So as more companies and different businesses come to Tuckahoe, they'll be able to have foot traffic that will be able to see these different companies. So yeah, next slide. Alrighty, so pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm creating a self-guided audio tour of 6 to 10 historical locations within Tuckahoe. And so for each site, it will have a QR code, which I'll have an image later on in my presentation. That will have and then it will have a tour of the map, and audio will be available on the website. So that will be the Tuckahoe History Committee website. And then my goal is pretty much to make the history accessible and engaging for all ages. Next slide. Thank you. Alrighty, and so this is one of the things that I will be focusing on here is what Tuckahoe actually means itself. So Tuckahoe is an Algonquin word that describes the underground plant that grew here abundantly and was edible. So it mainly grew around the river itself, and so many present day roads that we see today, and then trails and different paths along the riverfront, we can see that they trace back to the roots of these Native Americans who lived here. And then these routes were used for trading and then also hunting. And so the Lenape were the group that actually inhabited Tuckahoe. And so they lived in a small and then permanent villages along the riverfront, which was where they were able to do their trading, and then also where they found a lot of the resources and food. yeah, so it was very fertile. So that's where a lot of things were able to be grown. Thank you. And so then these are my sites. So I have the Tuckahoe train station, which will be starting off, and then the Depot Square, the school, Washington Hotel, Main Street Hotel, Baptist Church, and then the Marble Quarry. Alrighty, so this is my timeline. So I've started my work and my research on my different sites. And so I started that on the 24th. I plan to complete this by the 30th of September. And so I finished my planning phase already. I'm right now doing my recording and like researching phase. So I'm researching a lot of the images that I was able to gather. And so then I'll look at those images, choose, and then figure out what I want to like highlight in each of my recordings, which you'll be able to scan and then listen to. And then it'll be putting up the signage and then the launch event, which we'll have at the end.
Nice.
Yes. Alrighty, so the permits and permissions. So I need the permission from Tuckahoe like History Committee itself. So I've gotten that. And then so permissions from mayor. Yep. And so then for the permissions from the board to even install these QR codes, and then permissions for parental permission for student volunteers to walk the neighborhood and actually test out these different sites. Alrighty, so then for my team and leadership, so I'll have 6 to 10 people volunteering with me, and then so my source will probably be friends, family, local students, and then I have a lot of people in my troop, so I'll probably be the bulk of the people who help me out. And then roles will include recording and editing the audio, testing the tour and verifying the GPS, so where it's actually located, and then installing the QR signage. And then these are like the materials and supplies I'll be using. So the materials, the QR code, signs itself, the audio editing software, which I have on my computer, and then hammers and mallets to actually put the signs in place. And then supplies will be printing devices, microphones, and then graphic design tools, which I also have. Let's see, tools, gloves, a level, scissors, zip ties, post hole diggers, and then stakes. So those are the
Very
things
nice.
I need. Yep, next slide, please. Alrighty, and so these are some of the examples. So the one on the left, the white one, is the one that I think it would mainly look like. So I'll have the QR code, and so I've gotten a lot of images, and so I'll probably have one of the images actually located on this sign, so you can actually see what it looked like before. And so then I'll have some words of actually how to use the QR code itself, and then some information about the site on it, just so it's accessible for older adults who may not actually understand how to completely use a cell phone. They'll also have like the stuff under it that will tell them how to use the QR code, but if they want to, they can also just read what's on the sign. And so what's on the sign might actually encourage people to look on with their phones. And so then these are some other signs. So then the one on the far right on the gate is another idea of what it could look like. So conclusion and request for support request. So I would like to speak to different businesses about sponsoring the costs for like these signs for one of the signs, and then speak to the DPW about the best way to install these signs and where they should be like put and located, and then to move forward and address you guys, which I'm doing today.
Very nice.
So I believe, next slide, let me see. I believe that's all. Yeah, thank you very much.
So I just want to thank Malachi. He came to Village Hall, I think maybe a month ago or a little over a month with his idea. He sat and spoke with me about the importance to him of preserving our history. So we're really proud of you. And we gave him some feedback. He went back, internalized it, and you did an awesome job. We're really, really proud of you. So what I would like to do, Malachi, is actually jump to ask the board for approval for you to begin this project. So I'm going to ask for a motion to authorize Malachi Bernard, Eagle Scout, to move forward with his presentation with guidance from the village and the history committee.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Congratulations,
Thank you very
Malachi.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have a lot of people that are interested in preserving history, so this is pretty significant. Thanks, Malachi.
Thank you.
One question, Malachi.
Malachi,
Oh, yeah,
excellent
questions?
job,
Yes.
first of all. This is going to be great.
Yeah, thank you.
What is your proposed budget? Do you have an estimated budget for
An
this?
estimated, so I don't actually have a budget as of, yeah, I don't believe it'll be too much though.
All right, let's make sure I'll make sure I reach out to you and your family to touch
Got
base for help with that.
Okay, got it. Thank
Perfect.
Can I make a suggestion?
you. Yes.
I think it would be prudent to set up a GoFundMe page to maybe help raise some funds. Some previous Eagle Scouts have done that, and it's proven to be really helpful.
Got it. Okay.
And I bet you'll find a lot of support that way.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if there are any village events, attend the event, ask the person who's leading it if you could have a table there, and I'm sure that the community would definitely support you,
Thank you.
in addition to the businesses.
Got it. All right.
All right, thanks, thanks,
that all?
Malachi.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello?
We're not at comments yet. Suzanne, you want to hold on?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, thank you so much for just letting me comment on behalf of the History Committee. We're so grateful that Malachi approached us about his project. And what's very exciting is to have students get so excited about where they live and then want to do something like this, because this is the future of our history. It's in their hands. So we're really looking forward to his project and him sharing with the community. Thank you, Malachi.
Very nice. Suzanne, do you have a comment, or do you want to weigh in on Malachi?
Is there
Malachi's-
is there any chance that there can be printed also, that this comes out like a booklet about the history of Tuckahoe?
That's a possibility with some funding.
Yeah, because his ideas are wonderful, but to have it as this remaining project for people to have it for a while, we could do a Tuckahoe history book.
You taking notes, Malachi, on all of these suggestions? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Right. Okay, thank you, everyone, and thank you, Malachi and Mom. We have to acknowledge Malachi's mom because I'm gonna just say it, we don't have great kids without great moms.
True.
Okay, so I'm going to move us to the public hearing. We still have the public hearing to consider modifications to the village code relating to short-term rentals. The hearing is still open. I will let the community know that because we've been delayed for so long and we are hearing some complaints about having issues around short-term rentals, we have a draft of a possible law that we will pass that the village is considering, that our village attorney is drafting, and we should have something to present to the community by September. So we will leave that public hearing open. And it takes us to the adoption of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 9th meeting?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And Mom, if you and Malachi need to step out, feel free. Don't feel obligated to stay, as well as our senator. Thank you for being here. You're welcome to stay, but you don't have to. So we will move to the first opportunity to address the board on any agenda items. If there's anyone in the room that would like to address the board on any agenda items, you may do so now. Anyone on Zoom?
Not agenda item, something.
Okay, so we're not there yet, so we'll get there at the end, okay, Suzanne?
Okay.
All right, and so I will move us to resolution number 1, authorizing the use of the Main Street Park tennis courts by ECAP for free tennis lessons for the youth from 1 to 3 p.m. on the date specified in July and August. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you, board. May I have a motion authorizing the submittal of a New York State Building Recreational Infrastructure for Communities, Kids, and Seniors, also known as New York Bricks, grant in the amount of $2 million with a fully authorized matching portion of 20% from the Village of Tuckahoe. We are, continuing to build up our infrastructure. We're looking at taking care of the library, our roads, our sewers. The community center needs some love. So we have an opportunity to put in for this grant. So I'm asking the board to authorize the village to do so.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And Tuckahoe continues to move forward in building up its infrastructure. May I have a motion authorizing an IMA with Westchester County for our youth services funding?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? This is the funding that we get through the police department, for the police department to use with the youth. We have our road resurfacing capital projects. So I'm asking for the authorization to close the project 0164 for road resurfacing. And I'm also going to ask to authorize the surplus of the 2013 Ford Explorer SUV.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? I think, David, I'm sorry, I want to just ask about the Juneteenth committee request. We're still asking, we still have that, okay. So I'm just going to ask the board to authorize the use of the Main Street Park for the Juneteenth committee to raise funds. They're not doing any cooking, they're serving snacks and drinks to try to raise money for Juneteenth events in the community. And that will be with the help of the village administrator's guidance. May I have a motion to allow the Juneteenth committee to do so?
So moved.
Second.
Dates, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? We do not have specific dates yet. They'll work with the village administrator to put that together. And the last thing is I want to ask for authorization to approve the vouchers in the amount of $483,561.36.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you, board. We should pay the bills. And then that'll take us to departmental reports. Unfortunately, we have many of our leadership dealing with flooding and flash floods and are not here. So our police chief is.
I am on Zoom, Mayor. I'm here.
Oh, good.
Yes. I
Okay,
am calling you
chief.
from the side of the road
Oh, God.
in my car with two therapy dogs in the back. I know this was an important meeting, and unfortunately, we have a lot of roads right now that are flooded in the county and a lot of people in need of emergency services. We have people trapped in their cars.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get there. I'm halfway there. I'm on the Bronx River, and I had to help a person in need. But I wanted to start off, and first off, I wanted to say thank you to Shelley Mayer for always coming and supporting this village in any endeavor we look to ask her for our help. And she's always looking out for our village. So I wish I could have got to see Shelley in person. I just reach out to her and tell her to get home safely. So thank you, Shelley, for coming tonight. I just wanted to also start out and go over our Mile Vision product. Mayor, you mentioned we're always looking to improve our capital infrastructure. This Mile Vision product, this is the traffic sensors that we've been working on for several years now throughout the village. Part of the project was for capital funding, and the other part of the project was we made it work together with a technology grant. So we are the first municipality in all of Westchester County that has our entire corridor now upfitted with Mile Vision traffic sensing cameras. And these cameras sense the traffic flow, and you should see a great increase in traffic flow, especially during off hours as well. This is great technology. We also are still fine tuning it with the company, but we are having great results. I'm super proud of it. We worked very hard on it. We had a lot of hiccups. I'd like to thank David, the village administrator, and also Frank for really, we put our heads together. We had a couple different vendor issues. We had a lot of infrastructure issues, but I can tell you the project's done, and I'm proud to say it's done. And it was something great for the village, and everyone will appreciate when they see it working in person.
Amen. Thank you, chief. And I just want to say Tuckahoe leads the way there again.
Yes, we do. I'd like to also address the youth service contract that we just received, the 4773 for in the county. Part of that is our Youth Explorer program. We're one of the only departments locally that has a program for our youth and we have a great history in it because many of our youth that have went through this program have actually become Tuckahoe police officers. We also use that funding for our events such as Calm with a Cop, Pizza with Police, all the things we do in the community. We also use that for DARE. So it's a great yearly funding that we work hard to get, and we use it wisely. And it's as you can see for what we do in the community, it's much needed. And I wanted to thank Westchester County for that. Let's move on here. National Night Out, big night for us, August 5th, 5 p.m. Main Street Park. We're going to have Eastchester and Bronxville police there. We used to close down Depot year after year. This year, we're trying something different. We're going to do it in the Main Street Park. There'll be a less of a negative impact on our businesses, and we're hoping the park aspect will just change it up a little bit, and we'll have some more fun inside the park. So August 5th, 5 p.m., we will be posting on social media to promote the event. Regarding Calm with a Cop, we had to cancel several weeks back because of the extreme heat, and we are looking to do it towards late August, somewhere around the Labor Day when everyone's back prior to school. We'll put that date out as well, but we are looking forward to a Calm with a Cop event when everyone's back from vacations and everyone's around. So that's coming for us as well. Next up, I want to remind everybody it's a high vacation time. People are away. We do have issues of packages being dropped at houses, mail not being collected. And I want you to remind everyone to have your neighbor either pick up your packages or reship them somewhere else. Also, again, we conduct home checks. If you do go away, let the police department know, call the desk. We will conduct daily checks of your residence. And that's a big service that we provide. And it's something really great, and it's peace of mind while you're away. Moving on. I'd like to my sincere condolences to the Murray family. We lost Deacon Murray. He was a fixture within the village of Tuckahoe. It was so sad, and Mr. Murray has been a fixture in the village for so many years. There's so many family within the village. It's a big loss to us. He's a fixture of our community. So my condolences to the Murray family and everybody in Tuckahoe who was so close with him. Moving forward, I just hope everyone has a good summer. Hopefully we get through this storm. Right now, the village currently is doing well as we speak. We do have extra officers coming in. We're getting severe weather alerts. So we are concerned about our flooding areas such as Yonkers Avenue, 100 Columbus, in front of DPW, and Garrett Park. Those are our hot spots. So far, we've been really weathering well with these storms, thanks to DPW regarding tree removal, being on top of Con Edison for tree trimming, and also our storm sewage grates are being cleaned out as well. So moving forward, Mayor, that's all I have right now. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer you. Hopefully you can hear me clear from the car here.
We hear you very clear, and that's plenty, Chief. Thank you so much for everything.
You're very welcome. I hope everyone gets home safe. A lot of the parkways are closed, the roads are closed, so please be careful. Do not drive into standing water.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Chief.
You're very welcome. I will stay on should you have any questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Our DPW superintendent isn't here. We do have our director of the library, Swadish. So if you could come forward, just give a brief summary.
I know you use the word brief, but it's a summertime. You know, it's very busy at the library.
Just let them know where they can get the information.
Okay. But I just want to let you know it's a summer reading. We have tons of different programs, especially we are doing for teens, college essay writing workshop, which is on Saturday. So we just had one, and the next will be on July 26th, and 2 sessions will be in August. And STEAM bridge building program, bucket drumming, game nights, crafting beautiful beaded earrings. And tomorrow for children, we have a stuffed animal summer camp. So they can drop off their favorite stuffed animal, and then they can come and pick it up next day. And we have also Paws and Tail with Lucy, the therapy dog, and Balloon Bonanza with Miss Nora. And our regular story time, and for adults, we have a painting classes on Saturday and Sustainable Westchester Information Center and genealogy one-on-one, puzzle picture frame, and our regular Tai Chi, yoga, knitting program, and Mahjong. And I also want to let you know that Tuckahoe Library received the grant in the amount of $25,000 for programs for adult teen children and thanks to the Community Fund of Bronxville, Eastchester, and Tuckahoe for their continuous support to the library. And we also received this week $2,000 funding from the New York Presbyterian Hospital for the library program, and we are very thankful. So we don't have a big budget for our programming, but we are very fortunate we get funding from different sources, and because of them, we are able to offer all these programs. If anybody has any question, please give us a call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to the library. Do you have anything, Camille? Gary?
Yeah, very briefly, Mayor, to bring up to speed on the Ward House litigation. We fully expect the county to purchase the Ward House. We know that's in progress, and hopefully that happens sooner than later. That would leave a $3 million claim that's still pending out there against the village, which is working its way through the courts. We're represented by the Insurance Carriers Council, and also this board's hired a special counsel to help us through that process. So that is working its way through the courts right now, and that's where we're at with that litigation.
Okay, thank you. So I just want to reiterate what our village attorney just reported on. So although the county is fully prepared and has already gone through the planning board to approve the words are not coming to me. A bond. They've approved for a bond to purchase the property. They still have to go through some other steps. However, the village is still working through litigation that is still pending in the courts. So some people have asked me, well, now we have nothing to do with it, but we still do. So there's still work to be done to get past this second piece that's happening. David, did you have anything while you're doing your dual roles? No. Thank you. So thank you. All right, so this will take us to some dates that I want us to make sure we remember. The next work session will be on September 4th, and the next village board meeting will be on September 5th, both at 7 p.m. I'm sorry, September 15th, not 5th. Movie nights at the Main Street Park, which I'm sure the deputy mayor will fill you in on July 25th, which is next Friday, a Minecraft movie, and August 8th, if will be shown. I think on July 25th, we have the ice cream truck. Yep. Yeah, so if you want some ice cream, come out on July 25th, and that'll take us to Board of Trustee reports. Trustee Lang.
Thank you, Mayor. It's going to be brief. So I also wanted to thank Shelley for coming here tonight. And we are going to welcome Shelley back at the Community Center on August 6th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. for a town hall. So if anybody would like to come and hear about all of the new things that are going on, please join us. And Monday, August 11th, the library's summer reading finale will also take place at the Community Center from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Nothing on beautification right now. We'll have some information in the near future. And again, I also wanted to recognize the passing of one of the most wonderful men I've ever met, my friend Deacon James Murray. Our prayers are with you and the Murray family. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Gauchion.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hope everybody is having a great summer so far. Now that the 4th of July has come and gone, if you are a history nerd like me, you are in the thick of it because we are celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country from now until, next year. Our history committee is hot and heavy involved in things throughout the county. So keep your eyes open. They're posting all the time. And as always, they meet here in Village Hall on Wednesdays at 9:30. They're also assisting, as you saw, Malachi with his project, which is a really great project. Few things for veterans on Flag Day, June 14th. We had a great celebration. Thank you to everybody who came out. We had a lot of civic organizations there as well as a very nice event despite the rain. And Shelley Merritt's office, along with the office of Senate Majority Leader Andrew Stewart Cousins, led a ceremony for Korean War veterans, which was last month, June 22nd, at Lasden Park. It was a really great event. Coming up next Friday, Shelley Mayor's Veterans Advisory Council will be meeting the 25th at 8:30 in Port Chester. Any veteran is welcome. And on August 24th, and this is open to all veterans, there's a Veterans Appreciation Night being hosted by the Westchester Soccer Club. If you're not up on the Westchester Soccer Club, they play in Mount Vernon in that great new stadium. And I guess they're pretty decent. So I will be there on the 24th. I hope to see you all there. And that's all I have.
Thank
Madam
you,
Mayor.
Deputy Mayor Cronin.
Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is well. From the Planning and Zoning Board, the Planning Board is adjourned this month, and the Zoning Board already met on the 8th. There were only two items on the agenda, one for an expanded driveway and one for modified parking. I believe that those videos are up if you're curious about that. Both are adjourned in August. Is that correct?
That's correct. We're adjourned until September.
Yeah, so they won't be meeting until September. We are nearing the completion of our comprehensive planning process, so we are now waiting for our third and close to final draft. However, I still had people emailing me even this morning asking to add some comments or to make some recommendations, and I am always open to those until we have an absolute final draft. By all means, you can take a look at what's up on the Village website. I want to thank everybody who came out to all three of our meetings, our public forums. That input was really invaluable, and it meant so much to see how engaged people were in this process. Again, and I want to just reiterate how thankful we are to the Comprehensive Plan Committee because they've been working tirelessly on this process. So thank you. I want to say a big thank you to John Galuzzi for our wonderful fireworks event this weekend. Every year I think it gets better and better. It was so much fun, and it's probably one of the most joyous occasions in this village, just to see everybody come. It's lovely because it's a free evening. It's usually warm and people are having a good time. So thank you to John Galuzzi and our police department and DPW for all the hard work that they do. From the seniors next Thursday, so a week from this Thursday on the 17th. No, that's this Thursday. Sorry. This Thursday on the 17th, the seniors are screening the movie Nonna, which is about a group of grandmothers who get together and cook. And this is being sponsored by Westchester County Department of Senior Services. And it's open to everybody. So if you haven't come down to check out the seniors, this is a good time to come and check it out. It's at the Father Fata Hall at the Annunciation Church, and it's at 12. You should just come by around 12:30 on Thursday. Trustee Taylor and I are actually arranging for rides if somebody needs a ride. And they'll be serving Italian pastries and treats and coffee. So please do come on out. It's free. And let us know if you need some more information. So the mayor mentioned movie nights, and I just want to take a moment to thank all the volunteers that really make movie nights possible. So especially Marilyn and Taylor Graham, John Gunther, and this year Roy Alexandra really stepped up. And of course, as always, Trustee Taylor is, invaluable with movie nights. This month's sponsor was Il Gusto, who donated pizza, so we had free pizza, but also the Juneteenth committee donated a bunch of food. So we had hot dogs and hamburgers, and we try to make that happen every single time. This coming month on the 25th, we're screening the Minecraft movie, and it's being sponsored by Elcan Industries. We have an ice cream truck. It's one ice cream per person. This is a really popular event. Come on down. We will probably start serving ice cream around 8 o'clock. The movie probably won't start till about 8:30 when the sun goes down enough so that it's dark. But a big thank you to Elcan Industries for always stepping up to donate for the village. I want to reiterate my colleague's expression of condolences, thank you, to Deacon James Murray and Deacon James Murray's family. He really was a true man of God and really an example of what this community is all about. So we extend our condolences to them and also to the family of DPW worker Danny Vitro, who lost his father, Ronald Vitro, this past week. And I believe that is it. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the summer, and I'll see you in September.
Yes, thank you, Deputy Mayor. And that will take us to comments from the public. If there's anyone in the room that would like to address the board.
Hello, everyone. This is Sam. I'm 72 Main Street. I presented this to you guys already, but I was thinking that we should have a chain of communication for all of the Tuckahoe committees in the village. Our first mission could be restoring the farmers market, or maybe.
Bravo, bravo.
Okay,
Suzanne,
thank you.
Well, you'll have an opportunity. We can hear you.
So restoring the farmers market or something else to replace it every week and Sunday in the same place. So if anybody who wants to be a part of that, contact me. I'm part of Tuckahoe Pride, Tuckahoe Juneteenth, allied to Tuckahoe History, and any Tuckahoe committees that I haven't mentioned that would want to participate, and we can have joint events together through this cross communication. I was
How
thinking.
should they contact you?
They can
Give your
contact.
info?
Yes. I have my phone number is 914-498-6094. It is better to text me than call me. And my email is samanthachristian@hotmail.com.
Thank you. Thank you for offering to bring people together, Samantha.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? So Suzanne,
Yeah,
it's time
really.
to address the board.
Well, she stole my idea, but
Oh,
I'll say it anyhow. I think it would be very important for Tuckahoe, and I'd like to point that out, to bring back the farmers market. It's been something that many of us have gone every Sunday, and they have wonderful produce. And I am asking the board for their assistance to think about ideas. And I have another thought that maybe we could do a mailing to the public. Hey, do you have any suggestions? How could we get a farmer's market back to us in Tuckahoe? What does it take to interest? Because you can't get that kind of produce at Stop and Shop or any of the other places. So,
okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you
What
for
do you
that,
think about that?
Suzanne. So if you
Have an
recall,
opinion?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was wondering, do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, I'm giving you my opinion.
Okay, good.
So I want to just remind everyone that when we informed the community that we would not have a farmer's market this year, it wasn't because the village chose not to have it. It was because the farm that we used did not have workers. And so they sent us a letter saying that they could no longer be a part of the farmer's market. It's not because the village did not want to do it. We searched other farms and asked if they had any possibility of serving our community, and we could not find one. We even asked a few people who was in with the farmers co-op, and they also were unsuccessful. So the village does want to continue this, the farmers market, and we've even had conversations about maybe having like a craft market or some other type of market that wasn't necessarily a farmers market, as I've attended some others in the county that seem to be successful. So that's why we don't have the farmers market this year, Suzanne. It's not because the village didn't want to have it. It's because the village didn't have access to a farm. And void of that farm, we only have, people who are selling bread. We wouldn't have had a market that was of any substance. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just wondering if from other farmers market up county, if somebody up there would also be interested in expanding and coming here.
Yeah, so remember, all of the markets are on Saturday and Sundays. So in order to have one here, they may not be able to do it where they are. And if they're already established somewhere else, they're not going to uproot themselves to come here. So we are looking at different things that we might be able to do in the future. And maybe we do find a farm for next year, but for this year, we weren't able to.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
For listening to me.
Sorry about that. Okay, is there anyone else that would like to address the board? Okay. So I just want to remind everyone, we are not in session in August, so don't show up here in August because you will not find us. We will be back in September, as we said. September 15th, was it? Right? So the board work session is September 4th. Yeah, next meeting. The board work session will be September 4th, and then the village board meeting will be September 15th. Okay, so everyone, please be safe out there. Don't, as the chief said, don't drive into standing water, and just row your way home. Have a good night, Tuckahoe.